What's going on, YouTube? This is the Black Horror Review. And you're listening to the Dread Lord, your host. Now, the movie that we are discussing today is going to be Black Mountain Side.
I hear these rappers trying to claim rap. Fuck the culture, let the vultures pull their wigs back. We dig that, you see I'm all about the composition. Overwritten, if it's trash, suffocate you with scotch tape in a trash bag. I supply the streets with heavy rap, then let the metal clap. Round of applause until his lungs collapse. I hit them lunges on an iron track. I mean, you tried to act, the curtains closed and they don't want you back. They put a price on his fucking head. I left the city red, my soul is cursed like the evil dead.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think there's a singular subgenre fan of horror films that has suffered as much as those who love Lovecraftian horror or cosmic horror. I mean, it's just a hard concept for a lot of people to grasp, and I think many people have made attempts who probably shouldn't have made attempts. That didn't do us any justice in getting any better films created. You know, some of the top films of Lovecraftian cosmic horror type of movies are The Thing, The Prince of Darkness, At the Mouth of Madness, Event Horizon, maybe Pandorum, and yeah, just to name a few. Those are sort of like the cosmic, maybe the Sphere too. I think the Sphere would be now, it's not really talked about as far as Lovecraftian, but it's definitely cosmic horror. So the film we're going to be discussing is Black Mountain Side, and why I find this movie to be absolutely amazing. And this movie is amazing for a multitude of reasons. This movie doesn't use any sound at all. There's no soundtrack to this movie. So it just makes it feel more authentic and real. It feels real. It's a lot of unknown actors in the movie who do a very good job at acting. The atmosphere is nice. It builds dread without even using music. You know what I'm saying? Like in Hereditary, I Trapped the Devil. Those type of films do rely heavily not only on the imagery that they provide to scare us, as far as the storytelling capabilities and how knowing when to show something and when not to, and how much of what they should show. But they do use very atmospheric types of soundtracks that actually add to the dread and the tension. This film uses none of that and still manages to create a sense of dread and that existential dread you feel from cosmic horror. And it's a very well acted film. It captured, and I don't mean this as an insult or to try to downplay this movie, but it captured the paranoia. You know what I'm saying? The fear of the unknown that the film The Thing did. And I'm not talking about the CGI remake that was a fucking travesty. I'm talking about the original John Carpenter's The Thing. They used practical effects, and they were able to capture that. It feels like a film that John Carpenter would make, but at the same time, it feels so independent that it stands on its own, even though it has a few similarities, such as them being in the snow, and then they start slowly losing their mind, and then there's an entity at play that has something to do with them losing their mind. The film really keeps you guessing for a lot of the movie. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but I will say they took a very unique route with the actual entity. It's not an alien, but it definitely is a god from, I don't know if it's a god, basically, whatever it is. The characters slowly they unearth. So the film starts off with a group of excavators at a site in Canada, I believe. They're unearthing artifacts. They find some type of artifact that's like a temple. They call in a specialist, and pretty much as the days go by, they lose contact with like everyone. One of the cats ends up dead by the little temple they find, and then basically the natives said, "Oh, one of the guys that's on your crew killed it," and the next thing you know, the natives just disappeared. And it's crazy because they're like, well, where did they go? Why would they just pack up in the middle of the night without any gear, without anything? The tracks are leading like north. There's nothing north at all. So basically, they're dead. Basically, they don't really show you, but they give you enough information for you to piece together that if they did go that way, they're fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? And then the characters slowly start to lose their mind one by one. You have one character that just snaps, and I'm gonna say this movie does get pretty brutal. It's not super gory, but it's gory enough to make your stomach kind of turn. And then there's elements of DNA being changed from human to something else. They don't know if it's a virus that's causing them to hallucinate, but they pretty much all seem to be hearing voices from the exact same being. And then you put in your mind, well, there's no disease that'll make people hallucinate the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? There's something more at play. It builds on that tension and dread, and they hold off on showing you the entity for as long as they can. But when you hear him speak, you're like, holy shit, this sounds creepy. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then you notice other characters starting to hear it. Pretty much these guys start losing their minds, killing themselves, killing others, and they're getting tormented by this entity. And it has one of my favorite fucking lines in any type of cosmic horror film that I've ever heard.
What do you want from me?
When an animal looks up at the night sky, what does it see? Thousands and thousands of tiny points. Then a man looks up at the same points and sees millions of stars, galaxies, within which are billions of planets. Do you want to know what I see? Were you there when I created the stars?
No!
Space. Time.
No!
But still you think you deserve understanding.
I've done nothing to you. I'm leaving your home.
You don't really think I'm bound to that structure, do you? Artificial carvings on a stone. Certainly you don't believe that I can be omnipotent, omniscient, but not omnipresent.
You're not God. God isn't cruel. He doesn't kill men like this.
No.
No!
Do you believe that?
If you are God, tell me why. Tell me!
I have to go.
Why don't you stop me? Because you're in my fucking mind, that's why!
Why don't you think I'm real?
Because you're a fucking parasite!
I'm not here to teach you or to make you believe in me.
Now shut the fuck up! I don't give a shit what you want! Where you came from! What are you fucking doing here? You can go fuck yourself, asshole!
So you're like, oh shit, like that was just, I don't know, it was just so cold. Like it was the coldest shit I ever heard any entity say. Yet you still think you deserve answers. Basically, he's like, look, I'm letting you know that your meaning, your existence is nothing. It means absolutely nothing. I'm not even going to explain myself to you because you're not worth it. Like this being is cold. Now some people might have a problem with it because the being is, it's really simple. It's so they see these markings of some deer god on this temple, and that's basically what they're seeing. They're seeing this deer god that stands on two legs, has his antlers, and the deer god is basically telling him, like, you know, he's like whispering in him, like, oh, they think you're crazy, they think you have the illness, they think you're sick, you know, you should kill him, or he'll come and just like be like, you're nothing, basically. Like, it's a really, really good film. It sounds ridiculous talking about a deer god that speaks, but I'm telling you, this movie is great. It's an independent film. It's one of my favorite fucking cosmic horror films. You know, it's more grounded in reality, except with that deer aspect. But I will put this up there with the thing. You know, there's one character whose acting kind of comes off as kind of like he's reading his lines from a script. It's not really, really bad. It's far from any like made-for-TV sci-fi movie, but it's excellent. I absolutely love this film. Again, it's called Black Mountainside, and I highly recommend you watch it. For me, as a enthusiast for cosmic horror, I definitely give this film, out of a 10, I give this film a 7 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons why is because, you know, the ending is kind of subtle, but I mean, that's how cosmic horror films are. But for people who love who don't really like cosmic horror or are aware of Lovecraftian type horror films, they might not like it. There's a lot of films that now lately there's a trend, this art house trend, where movies like are super ambiguous when they end. But I mean, this one pretty much lets you, I mean, you see something happen and then you're like, well, you can figure out what happens after it. But some people might be upset, you know, because they might be expecting the deity to actually physically, like, you know, confront these people. But it's a great horror film. Yeah, like I said, I give it a 7 out of 10. Make sure, if you like this video, you share, subscribe, help me build my channel. And if you're watching this video, I appreciate you, because every single view counts. And yeah, if you want to see more content, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, and help me build this channel. Pretty soon, once I get enough viewers, a stable supply of viewers, I'll begin taking requests. So if you guys have a horror movie that you want me to review and want to know how I feel about it and think about it, go ahead and make suggestions. I'll be doing that for free now. Of course, when I build my channel up and I start getting patrons, you know, then I actually start, you know, that's the only way I'll be able to review videos if requested through my through Patreon. So yeah, that's my cat. Sorry, they're making noise. But yeah, this is the Dread Lord. This is the Black Horror Review. Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, and become a Dread Lord yourself.